In the highlands of Ethiopia, there lived a goat herder named Kaldi. Kaldi noticed his goats were particularly energetic after eating berries from a specific tree. He tried the berries himself. He felt energized too. The berries were coffee beans. Kaldi shared his discovery with local monks. The monks experimented with the beans, creating a drink that helped them stay awake during long hours of prayer. This legendary tale marks the beginning of coffee's journey. The energizing effects of coffee were quickly recognized. Coffee became an integral part of life in Ethiopia. It was more than just a drink. It was a source of energy and a part of social rituals. The story of Kaldi might be a legend, but it highlights the deep historical connection between coffee and Ethiopia. Coffee cultivation and consumption spread throughout the region. It laid the foundation for coffee's global journey. Coffee traveled from Ethiopia across the Red Sea to Yemen. Yemen, with its ideal climate, became the first center of coffee cultivation outside of Ethiopia. By the 15th century, coffee was thriving in Yemen. The port city of Mocha became a hub for coffee trading. Coffee was not just a beverage in Yemen, it took on spiritual significance. Sufi mystics used coffee to aid their concentration during religious rituals. They believed coffee enhanced their spiritual experiences. Coffee became deeply intertwined with Islamic practices. This connection with Sufism contributed to the spread of coffee throughout the Islamic world. From Yemen, coffee traveled east to Persia and India. It also moved north, reaching Mecca and Medina, further solidifying its place in Islamic culture. The 16th century witnessed the rise of the coffee house, known as the kahve khane. These establishments sprung up in major cities across the Middle East, with Istanbul becoming a central hub. Coffee houses were not just places to consume coffee. They were vibrant social spaces. People from all walks of life gathered in coffee houses. They engaged in lively discussions, played games, and enjoyed musical performances. Coffee houses became known as schools of the wise. They fostered intellectual exchange and debate. Scholars, artists, and merchants mingled freely, sharing ideas and stories. The coffee house became an integral part of Middle Eastern social fabric. It provided a platform for the exchange of news and ideas. Coffee houses became so influential that some rulers saw them as a threat and attempted to restrict their operation. Coffee made its way to Europe in the 17th century through Venetian merchants. Initially, it was viewed with suspicion. Some religious leaders called it the bitter invention of Satan. They saw it as a threat to Christian traditions. However, coffee's popularity soon soared. It became a fashionable drink among the upper classes. Coffee houses, modeled after those in the Middle East, began appearing in major European cities. European coffee houses became centers of social and intellectual life. They attracted writers, philosophers, and scientists. Coffee houses became known as penny universities because for the price of a cup of coffee, patrons could engage in stimulating discussions. Section 5. Plantations and Colonialism. As the demand for coffee grew, European colonial powers sought to establish their own coffee production. They established vast coffee plantations in their colonies. The Dutch established plantations in Java, the French in the Caribbean, and the Portuguese in Brazil. Coffee became a lucrative cash crop. It fueled the economies of colonial powers. This trade had a dark side. It led to the exploitation of land and labor in colonized regions. The plantation system had a profound impact on the global coffee industry. Brazil, with its vast plantations, became the world's largest coffee producer. This legacy continues to this day. Section 6. Instant coffee and the world wars. The late 19th century saw a significant innovation in the coffee industry, the invention of instant coffee. Instant coffee was a game changer. It offered convenience. It could be prepared quickly. Instant coffee became particularly important during the world wars. Soldiers were provided with instant coffee rations. This provided them with a much-needed caffeine boost. The wars further popularized instant coffee. It became a household staple. Major coffee brands, such as Folgers and Maxwell House, emerged. They capitalized on the demand for instant coffee. Section 7. The Specialty Coffee Revolution. The latter part of the 20th century witnessed a shift in coffee consumption. The specialty coffee movement emerged. It emphasized quality over convenience. This movement focused on the origin of coffee beans. It promoted sustainable farming practices. Specialty coffee shops sprung up. They offered a wide variety of coffee beans from around the world. Baristas became coffee experts. They educated consumers about different brewing methods. This movement revolutionized the way people experienced coffee. It was no longer just a drink. It was an artisanal beverage. Section 8. Starbucks and the Globalization of Coffee Culture. Starbucks, founded in 1971, played a pivotal role in the globalization of coffee culture. The company popularized espresso-based drinks. It created a third-place experience. Starbucks expanded rapidly. It became a global brand. It made coffee accessible. It introduced new coffee drinks and experiences. Starbucks' success influenced other coffee chains. It changed the way people consumed coffee. The focus shifted to the coffee shop experience. Section 9. Ethical Sourcing and Sustainability. Today, there is a growing awareness of the social and environmental impact of coffee production. Ethical sourcing and sustainability are paramount. Consumers demand transparency. Movements like fair trade have gained traction. They ensure fair prices for coffee farmers. They promote environmentally friendly practices. Coffee companies are implementing sustainable sourcing programs. They are investing in the well-being of farmers and their communities. The goal is to ensure a sustainable future for the coffee industry.